Hello there and welcome to Daybreak here on iBrandTV Lagos. We're here to do it again the way we do it every morning on your favorite channel, iBrandTV Lagos. It's all built to happen just for you in mind, because we are out here to make sure that you have a fantastic day and a wonderful time watching your favorite show. I am here, Michael Nath, with it still continues, believe it or not. I still have my male counterpart here. That's in the person of, hello.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning. Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Jidechi.
I don't think we've been doing a bad job out of this.
I know. Next week seems to be better than every other day.
Before now, it was like, from the ladies' side. But now it's all the way,
Good morning, welcome. This is iBrand Daybreak. It's going to be a fabulous show. Today, yes, it's Wednesday, third day this week. And let's talk about what's been going on all around the world and, of course, in Nigeria. It's going to be an interesting show that would be having us start off with the newspaper updates. Yes, the news update, and then followed shortly by the newspaper review. And after that, we go into the main discourse of the day. And after the main discourse of the day, then comes sports updates right here on the show. After that, we'll dive into the social media boards and end the show with the wonderful, wonderful quotes. Lots and lots of exciting things the next couple of minutes to come by. Michael?
All right.
We kick off with the news updates.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now let's move on straight into the news update. And the stories on the major burner this today start with the one that involves the Kaduna abduction. Yes, lots and lots of stories as regards that one. 26 of the students abducted from the Bethel Baptist High School free, but many more remain in captivity. The 2 students reunited with their family. The 26 students reunited with their families in an emotional meeting in Kaduna, but there's a twist to the story of their freedom. The parents had said they were rescued, but the parents insist that the police had said they were rescued, but the parents insist that that is untrue. Now, moving on to the next one, Michael.
Yeah, 4 more members of the House of Representatives from Zamfara State have defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Bello Shinkafi, Ahmed Bakura, Ahmed Shehu, and Suleiman Gumi officially made it clear at plenary today that they no longer wish to belong to the PDP. The Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, read their letters of defection at the opening of the session. All the 24 members of the Zamfara State House of Assembly, all 3 senators from the state, and 6 out of the 7 members of the House of Representatives now followed Governor Bello Matawale to the APC.
Now, moving on to the 2023 election, what's going on? Yes, the Southern Caucus has endorsed the resolutions reached at yesterday's meeting of governors of the region. Yeah, the members of the House of Representatives from the 17 southern states say they are unequivocally behind the resolve that the next president of Nigeria should come from the south. In a release signed by the chairman of the caucus, Victor Nwokolo, the lawmakers also rejected the proposed 30% share of profit for the exploration of oil and gas in the Chad Basin. They also restated their support for the establishment of state police and the ban on open grazing. Michael?
Yeah, Facebook is laying 2,000 kilometers of fiber in the Democratic Republic of the Congo in partnership with Africa's largest fiber company, Liquid Intelligent Technologies. Now, the cable will extend the reach of Africa, a major subsea line that's also been co-developed by Facebook. The move will make the social media giant one of the biggest investors in fiber networks on the continent of Africa. Facebook has been investing in telecommunications infrastructure in Africa to take advantage of the continent's young population.
Now let's talk about Rivers State, where the state governor, Nyesom Wike, has lifted the 2-month-old curfew imposed on the state after multiple attacks on state formations in April. Residents of Rivers State can now move around at any time without fear of arrest. Governor Wike disclosed this in a state broadcast. He noted his government is mindful of negative impact of the curfew on businesses and economy in the state. Nighttime curfew was imposed on April the 28th.
And that wraps up news update this morning. That taken care of. We'll be making way for our next segment and talking about newspapers review that will follow shortly. Stay with us.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Fresh from the farm, e good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is already. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot. Put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like. And other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, for make your food yummy.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neil. I found Blemiville, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63974447, 08035644436, 07066638213. Banga fresh palm.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
If you're just joining us, this is still iBrand Daybreak. Yes, welcome back. Let's talk about what's going on the front pages of the newspapers this morning. Joining us for this segment of the show is a political technocrat in the person of Dr. Dayo Kayode. Welcome to the show, Dr. Dayo.
Jide, this is really, you are talking about newspapers, see you are discussing this is your sports this thing.
I mean, we have to diversify.
Always running a commentary. Oh man, you're making me to remember that guy, what's his name? Okonkwo, something like that. That said they have played 0-0, this and that. I mean, the way that guy speaks that time, the way you talk now, it makes me to remember him.
He's taking his line.
Yeah, you need to go and Google him to make him your mentor, you know.
I definitely would after we do this. Okay, now let's start off with the Tribune, the Nigerian Tribune. The major one on the headline, the front pages of that one this morning is about what's going on with the Southwestern governors. Yes, the Southwestern governors. They met senators and representatives from that side from this side of the country. And the writer of this one talks about the fiscal decentralization, state police. Those were the top agendas. And that's another one about autumn. Southern reps back governors on South for 2023 presidency. Northern elders say no. Now at the top part of this paper, we'll see one about aftermath of viral video. Edo government takes over Akoko Edo Road. When you move on, you see this one about prosecute Magu. PDP tells Buhari. That's what PDP are telling the president right now. More of this one is on page 28 of the paper. Another one is about the House of Reps bill for establishment of state police skills second reading at the reps. And this one, more of it on page 25. PIB, National Assembly unveils harmonization committee. That's the new update about PIB. On page 17 of the paper, we said there's one about presidency backing security agencies on arrest of Kano raid on Ibuho's home. There's another one about gunmen kidnap 4 farmers in Ekiti State, demand 50 million naira ransom. And then there's this one about traditional rulers, chiefs escape death in Plateau. And then another one at the back page of the paper, Oyetola unveils Osun Sports Festival. At the base of the paper, we'll see a hunter was shot dead, security operatives injured as kidnapped passengers are rescued in Osun State. Michael?
Right away to the Punch. Bandits hold 348 students. UNESCO sounds warning as ACF lampoons federal government. And we have at the topmost portion, reps debate state police bill, want guns for regional outfits. UK Parliament debates Kenya's role in Nnamdi Kanu's repatriation today, and wealthy Nigerians, not the poor, benefiting from fuel subsidy. Federal government. Let's drop to the very bottom of this paper. Leather can boost Nigeria's earnings by 70%, says the Vice President Oshibajo. Now, handle NNPC unbundling with utmost care. NLC tells National Assembly. Court remands 8 suspected rapists, killers of Uniloran students. And a Senate plans intervention in alleged encroachment by Benin Republic. Done?
Okay, now on the Vanguard, the major headline on the Vanguard this morning is about electoral law and PIBS, the Northern Governors, they battle Southern Governors. More of this one you can see on page 5 of the paper. Just at the top of that one, you see the one about investments in Nigeria's petroleum sector. This is down to 30%. That's according to the NNPC. And then there's another one about Buhari's relationship with governors. Cordial, says APC's think tank. And then just below that one, there's the one about the 900 million naira fraud. Court remands ex-JAM boss Ujerinde in prison custody. Going down the paper, we see this one coming from the presidency. Government won't condone using freedom of expression to sabotage Nigeria's unity. That's according to the Nigerian presidency. And then below that one, the reps bill provides 5-year jail term for unlawful protesters. Michael?
Yeah, we've got the nation. Senate House joint panel to harmonize PIB. Bandits. We are holding 121 Kaduna school pupils. World Bank excludes Nigeria from $4 billion COVID-19 cash. APC extends membership registration in Kwara, Ogun. The major headline there, North's elders groups reject South's 2023 zoning demand.
Okay, that's all on the major papers this morning. Now let's go straight to Dr. Dayo. Let me start off with the Vanguard here. And this one about northern and southern governors is looking like it's a battle right now. They say northern groups battle southern governors over the electoral law and PIB. Your thoughts as regards this one?
Yeah, you see, there's bound to be a difference in the way the North and the South thinks about all these things, because we're in a democratic setting and there's bound for people to have a kind of to add that political pep to their thinking. You understand what I'm saying? All in a way to control resources of the land. Now, talking about PIB, you can see that the National Assembly, the Senate, and the House of Reps, one was proposing 3%, the other 5%, and they are talking of harmonizing the two. Meanwhile, even the North that you are not having oil from, they are giving them 30% of profit of NNPC towards looking for oil in the North. You don't understand? So you can now see why the two of them will be different in their thinking. This oil is being gotten from the South, especially the South and part of Southeast. So why can't we, for goodness sake, let the hen that lays the golden egg enjoy part of it? I don't know whether you have been opportune to go down to those areas to see how degrading their environment is, to see how impoverished their people are. But it's so unfortunate. Some people will argue, but they always give them some money. What have they used that one for? That is another discussion for another day. But the issue is this: let them have sense of belonging. Let the PIB recognize where that resource is coming from. Go to some of the roads. Go and check out some of the roads in the North, and then check out the roads in the South and Southeast. Then you will know why those people in the South and Southeast are agitating. Not until when those inequalities are being treated judiciously, then we'll always be having these problems. Even though, yes, like I said on another platform, that yes, thank God, at least now the genes has been broken. Because of the past 20 years or so, we have been trying to pass this bill, but they have passed it now. And a 1,000 miles journey start with a solitary step. Let me advise our Southeasterners and Southerners and all that look, it is a step out of the 1,000 steps. As it is, we need not to fight ourselves, but let us see in the coming years how we make progress as regards this PIB. And I'm very sure we'll definitely be making progress.
Now, the southern governors and the northern elders appear to be at
different ends.
Do you understand? It's not so. Oh, well, this is politics. So in a political,
it is good for our democracy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yes. Now, don't you think the solution to this problem is not in sight? Because it has to go a lot of processes, trying to thrash out the differences and eventually agree to a point. You don't see this happening anytime soon, do you?
And that's why I said that a 20-year jinx has been broken.
Which is
the passage of this PIB, which has been in the open since, and nobody was ready to. None of the assemblies were ready to pass it. But then these people, this particular assembly, has taken the bull by the horn and then passed it. Even though there are some gray areas, like the allocation to the south, and then the one to the north. Even when you go further in that bill, I think section 24 or thereabout, that was talking about penalties for gas flaring. The money is still going to be domiciled with the federal government. Why not those people that are suffering the gas flaring, that the environment are being degraded? Yeah. Do you understand? Why not that area?
No, Doc, let's not shift to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. What elements constituted the Electoral Act that now call for its amendment?
Well, you're going to see that the democracy in Nigeria is about how many years now? 1999 to now. Okay? And it's been growing. We keep on growing. And the more you grow, the more gray areas you see. And the more gray areas you see, the more improvement you want to put in there. You cannot compare democracy in Nigeria with that of democracy even in India. Even in India. Let's not leave America, UK, France, and all that alone. Do you understand? So each day that breaks within our political environment comes with its own complexities. And with its own complexities opens up our brains to see further and then say, okay, look, we got to do this. Okay, we did this yesterday. It wasn't good enough.
So let's try something else.
Let us try something else. All right? But in amending, in moving forward within our democratic setting, we shouldn't be driven. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be driven with what we are going to gain personally without looking at the entirety of the nation. Like, how can a whole National Assembly be telling us that at this age and time you want to remove the transmission of results electronically, which has to a very large extent improved our democracy? It is a seemingly aristocratic decision. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Looking at the array of personalities we have there, starting from even the Speaker of the House of Reps, who claims, because I never seen his resume before, that's why I'm using who claims to be a barrister by training. Right? And we knew all he did to become the Speaker of the House. I wouldn't expect him to preside on such a thing. Now we'll talk of the President of the Senate and some other people there. It is nothing other than backwardness. I was expecting them to come out, okay, look, We have been using our ATM to collect money without even entering the bank. All right? You have been transferring money without even getting to the bank. And the whole information will be still controlled by the bank. So why can't we use that particular system to always imbibe electronic voting, whereby people will not be able to steal anybody's vote? It will reduce chaos. It will reduce killings. It will reduce maiming. It will reduce snatching of ballot boxes. It will reduce arson.
And it's even more economical.
More economical because we can be here doing our analysis, doing our discussions, and I will still be casting my vote. Do you understand?
Easier.
It makes everything easier. It reduces even the amount of budget. When you reduce the amount of budget, then you have more money to send to infrastructural development. When I read that, honestly speaking, I was so much disappointed in the leadership of the National Assembly that controls the nation. Something needs to be done.
With this disagreement now, where do you think we're headed?
Yes, it has shown the people, the caliber of people that they have voted to be managing the constitution of the country. 2023 is by the corner. So I was discussing with somebody today. I gave the person a ride. We got talking as regards situation in Nigeria. And he was blaming the leadership. I allowed him to talk. I said, sir, you are my very good friend of how many years now? On this, I'm departing from what you just said. Those leaders, were they born leaders? Were they born leaders? No. You made them. You made them. And you can decide to withdraw your support from them. Like I always enjoy your sport, whatever. If you say something that I don't like, if I see that you love Arsenal more than Chelsea, I will decide not to listen to you. Say, no, let me go elsewhere.
Because you're a fan of...
I'm a fan of Chelsea. Even my blood is blue. Do you understand?
Yes, we do.
So, when somebody who you have accosted to be your leader is doing something that is tantamount to your non-living as a human being, then you withdraw your support from that person.
Okay, now wait. Wouldn't you think that the move to remove the electronic voting system could be because of the fact that the manual collation of results is the one we know that is enshrined in the Constitution? So they want to keep things running constitutionally, and they don't want to inject anything that will violate the Constitution of the land. Hello?
Oga Mike. Let me also, even though I'm not a trained lawyer, but at least I understand a little bit of ABC to Z. In the past, we used that electronic transmission. Abi? Where was it? Why did they use it? Because it was in the in our electoral laws.
So which one are you talking about? You're mixing it up.
We're talking of electoral law now.
No,
okay. You know, this electoral law is one now that is being amended.
Yes, sure. I thought you were talking about electronic.
The electronic
is the new one. That's the new one?
Listen, the electronic transmission of results had been in that electoral law before they can implement it. Yes or no? Because something made them to implement it.
Yes.
It was the former amendment that made them to implement it. Because initially when it was muted, they said it was not in the electoral law. Are you with me?
Okay.
And then something was done before it was made use of. Okay. Let us even assume that there was no even proclamation as regards that. But this is something we have used. I don't know whether you understand. This is something we have used and we have seen it working. It has reduced some elements of infringements within our electoral process. So why can't you just stamp it? Like I always say, why are you calling some refineries illegal?
So why?
Because those refineries, they are producing products that people are using. So if you are saying they are not well trained, they don't have good equipment, they don't have this, why don't you provide that and then stamp it legal and then let them be producing? Then we will get out of this obnoxious subsidy that have been eating us like ants.
So if you think the move is not because they want to stand with what is in the constitution, why do you think they made such move to?
What I'm saying, if it's not there, why are they saying they are removing it from the amendment? So what's it? Thank you, Jide, for helping me out.
You didn't thank
No,
me.
I'm asking.
No, I'm also telling you that thank you for saying that. If it had not been in that electoral act, why are they now saying they are removing it
I'm
from
asking,
electoral
why
act?
do you think they are preventing the electronic transmission of the results?
Why would they, when they have seen that the thing affected them in getting Arumoje election in the past? Why?
All right.
You know, these politicians, let me tell you, these politicians, they are always looking for ways and manners to be able to establish their clause on us. So whenever they find out that we are getting their tricks, they will say, okay, we try another spanner again.
All right.
There won't be any removal of it. Let's wait and see.
Okay, let's
Thank
keep
you
our
very
fingers
much,
crossed
Dr.
and
Dayo.
see what eventually pans out. Thank you so very much. That's been Dr. Dayo Kayode, political technocrat, taking us through the first phase of our discussion this morning. And we're still going to talk about this very subject. That is when the next guest steps in. Thank you very much again.
It's my
pleasure.
Thank you. We'll be taking a break and come back shortly with the second phase of this discussion. Don't go away.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447, 080 35 64 4436, 070 66 63 8213. Banga fresh palm fruit.
We are still on it. Daybreak Wednesday, or Daybreak midweek. Like we promised you, where we just had the first phase of main discussion for today, and we're now on to the second phase. In order to consolidate our democracy and strengthen the electoral process, the Southern Governors Forum has rejected the removal of the electronic transmission of the election result from the Electoral Act, and also rejected the confirmation of exclusive jurisdiction in the pre-election matters in the Federal High Court. Right now, we'll be focusing on electronic voting and the controversial clauses behind the bill. And here to help us thrash out the emerging issues on this very subject is Biodun Showumi, Public Affairs Analyst. Welcome, sir, to the program.
Welcome to this program.
I'm pleased to be here. Good morning.
Yeah. Now, it is trending, but a lot of Nigerians out there don't even know what is going on. Could you throw light on this electoral thing, what it was before, and talking about the amendments?
Yes, we had the Electoral Act, enacted to govern the process of elections in the country. Along the line, we saw the imperfections of it. There were reported cases and proven cases of results falsification.
Okay.
Leading to so many court judgments. In some cases, changing the calendar of elections in the country, like in the case of Osun State, you have a different date, Kogi and some other few places. So, of course, there was the need to look into it and how do you fix the problem? Yes, we decided to embrace electronic voting. Let me put it this way. We decided to use technology to resolve some of those challenges, rising from voters list compilation and all that, rather than manual compilation. So we introduced element of it into it. But when we got to the point of transmitting results, we realized that the courts again rejected it. The last rejection was these Abubakar articles in 2018, the last election, that is not recognized by law. So basically what it means is...
What was not recognized by law?
Transmission of results.
Electronically?
Voting. Yes,
okay.
electronically.
Okay.
So that is, you need to again still rely on the hard copy paper.
The manual approach.
The manual approach. Don't forget, article produced so many experts. Look, these are the compilation of the results, the way they were transmitted. But the court rejected that. So we were back in we're back to square one. So, and then we had to look at it and again modernize our electoral system. One of the things that we needed to do is to change the mode of transmission of result, because from one polling point to the other, you cannot release the results. You are not allowed to do that until when it gets to the collation center, when it's all collated and released only by one person, the resident electoral commissioner, not even the electoral officer. The electoral officer must get that result to the resident electoral commission. So during that process, it takes days, in some cases 24 to 48 hours, before you know the outcome of an election, in each area. So of course that cannot be right. Allowed for speculation, allowed for falsification of results, and people end up telling you, go to court. So in order to frustrate the antics of those who are experts in manipulation of results, there's a need for electronic voting and electronic transmission of results. So that is the stage where we are now. For one reason or the other, the two committees of the two chambers in the National Assembly jointly agreed to allow electronic voting, but for some curious reasons, the Senate decided to expunge it, from its own version. I understand that they're now trying to bring it back. Okay, fine. But the problem is that why would they think about removing it?
Okay, I was going to come to that before you asked that question. Why would it? Why, in your opinion, why do you think there was a motive behind removing it? Because, like you said, this should make things easier. This should make collation of results easier. So, could it be there might have been a motive behind the removal of the electronic?
Is the removal or the move to remove it political somehow, directly or indirectly?
There are possible reasons. There are those who are not used to modern technology. They are not technology friendly. There's element of that who are afraid, they could manipulate the results again electronically. I can end up winning the election and some people are transmitting a different one. Then there are those who, because of their own pecuniary interest, they knew how they got into the Senate.
To the office.
To start with. So if they allowed electronic voting, how would it be possible to return them into office when they know in reality they are not popular in their local areas, but they managed to get elected? They have benefited from that process and they wouldn't want to change. So it's a combination of factors, driving the issue of rejection of electronic voting. But that is not all, because both houses will still need to meet and harmonize, and in that situation, the House of Reps is the majority. So we may still end up having electronic voting back in the calendar. But it tells you the mind of an average politician.
Yeah.
They have not repented. They are not genuinely, not all of them, but a significant number of them in position of power are not genuinely, repentant. They are not remorseful about the conduct of election, and they still think that they can continue to lord themselves over the rest of the country. Don't forget that the demographic changes in the country is also a factor. Many of them know that if in reality the youth wake up, they will not be in office. The youths are not only technology savvy, not because they will manipulate it, but because of the numbers. 60% of the population are now youths. But these are people of my own age or older than I who are occupying the place. And what's our percentage? So they already know that they need to, one way or the other, make sure that they're able to return back to the Senate, because Nigerian politicians never want to leave office. And that is the situation we find ourselves in. And that is why we have the kind of leadership we have in the country today, bureaucratic leadership. That's what we have in place now. So you would expect them to continue to do that. But public pressure, would get them to change eventually, like what is going on now. Public pressure, public concerns, they're now looking into it and say, okay, maybe we'll bring it back again. That's where we are now.
Okay, now, would you think certain factors may have informed this move to remove the electronic voting system? For instance, during the Edo governorship election, it was employed, it was used, right? And it was a hard-fought battle, between the two parties, PDP, APC. And at the end of the day, APC didn't see it coming, but eventually PDP emerged winner. That shock, I don't think they have gotten out of it yet. They may think if things should continue this way, probably they will keep losing. Hence, let's make a move and ensure that. Then why should Senate support this move, knowing that it is not genuine, it is not in the best interest of the rest of Nigerians?
You need to look at the present Senate, as it is. The Senate is more or less an appendage of the executive arm of the government. Whatever the executive thinks is what the Senate is doing. The House of Reps is only a little bit better because it's not only mainly populated by the same political party, but the appointment of key officers in those two chambers were highly influenced by political considerations of the ruling party. So that's made it very clear that they're likely going to dance to the tune of the executives. One would have thought when it comes to economic development, security, unity of the country, yes, that would be a good thing because at least the government can speak with one voice, both the executive and legislature. But we have seen how the legislature on their home part, when it comes to major issues of security, are withdrawn. When it comes to issues of food security, being threatened by Fulani headsmen, they are also withdrawn. We've not heard their voices. Like what the youth, if I can speak their language, Sorosoke. We have not heard them Sorosoke, So these are the major problems which you see with the current Senate. Rather, the Senate has been used as a bulwark, to arrest the political development of the country in different ways. There are so many copious examples of what they have done in recent times that it's making many people worry about the trajectory, of our political development in the country. So it's quite worrisome. So the attitude they are adopting again on the issue of electronic voting, speaks volume. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Very questionable.
Okay,
Look, at this age in Rwanda,
I wonder,
drone is being used to drop medication in rural areas. Drone.
Can you imagine?
The first country in Africa. Why are we even why should we even be debating this to start with?
It's not debatable. It's not controversial.
Okay,
It shouldn't be.
I was going to raise up something you mentioned earlier. You talked about public pressure possibly leading to a change in vote of the agreement they reached, that's the House. Now the Southern governors met this week and they were vehemently against the agreement of the House on the use of electronic voting. Do you think the pressure from the Southern governors could possibly influence the agreement the House reached earlier?
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. I'm not in any doubt that many people express their concerns, youths and adults, so many civil society groups. The governors also helped. When you have all the Southern governors speaking, the same language, then I think the Senate had the message and said, look, there'll be problems if we don't look into this issue again. Don't forget, all along, not until the last 2 months, we've never had all the Southern governors speaking with one voice. What you have is all the Northern governors speaking with one voice, and then we now suddenly have the Southern governors speaking with one voice. Only two statements, made so far, and then we've seen the first one, the government is shivering over it, wondering and taking panicky measure, making so many errors and all that. And the second one, we've seen the legislature, the Senate suddenly now reviewing their position, saying, no, we'll bring it back. So that will tell you what pressure can do. When people speak out, either through the civil society group, expressing their opinion on media, in any form, it can help the cause of changing the direction. If we're heading towards the wrong direction, at least we can arrest it. Either you stop where you are, or we can change the direction to move forward.
Now let's talk about the possibility of Nigeria drifting towards one-party system. Because when you consider the rate at which politicians are jumping ship these days, it's quite alarming. Do you ever imagine such happening?
Well, in the first instance, the reason why politicians are moving from one party to the other is simply because we do not have ideological parties. All the parties are just existing in vacuum. No ideological base, they are not grounded in anything. What do they represent? That's the issue. So when you see people with uncommon interest, coming together. You can sleep today in APC and wake up tomorrow morning in PDP. That's not a problem. Or even by afternoon, you've already started forming your own new political party. Totally, this can only happen in Nigeria. But one thing we need to bear in mind is that in a multicultural, multi-ethnic country,
such
like
as Nigeria,
secular country, it is almost impossible to have one political party. You need to read in between the lines. What I see is about the implosion of APC. Many people are now moving in with the view that by the time the party will implode, maybe probably in a year's time, and then you see a new formation coming out of it. That is what I think is going on. If you remember that we used to have new PDP, led by the Amichis of this world at that point in time when they left the PDP, to diminish its chances of winning election. What you see is people moving first and then they now move out. So that is what I think is going on now. We've been having speculation being denied, a former president wanting to form a political party. He has denied it. But we've seen, strange sudden movement into a political party. But if you trust politicians, they are really at works, working on something. We will move in and then explode it and then pull out. I think that's what's going on.
Wow. Let's talk about youth participation. It's never been the case, and the youth really, they have been restless. They really want to have places of importance given to them, politically speaking. But they've not been very active when it comes to participating in election processes. Now, when we had the hashtag EndSARS, the Soroshoki or whatever you mentioned, everybody was like, the youth have woken up, so we are going to expect something dramatic to happen come 2023. Do you think it is real? Do you think the youth are now up to participate actively in election this time around?
Yes, the youth of Nigeria today have woken up, but where is the measure of social consciousness in terms of the direction to follow? When you look at even the present leadership, one of the governors you can describe as a youth is Yahaya Bello.
Yes.
But we could see that he was governor that is, once you have the wrong crop of youths in power, which is what is being encouraged by the political class, at the end of the day, we'll all get frustrated by it again. We need youths that have a high measure of political and social consciousness, to move in and take over power. I don't think the future of the country lies with people like me anymore, of my age group upward. I don't think we are the one to design.
Others do not realize it. They want to remain there.
They want to remain there because we can no longer, construct the future of this country. Forget it. The youths who are the ones to live in it should be the one to design the country that they want to live in. People like me will probably end up in one room being taken care of by my children. But that's the truth.
I hope others will think the same way.
No, but, we are not helping ourselves.
We're not.
We keep trying to behave as if the youths, people of 30, 20, 35, we keep treating them as if they are still babies and kids. I understand that paternalistic approach to it. But the fact of the matter is they are not kids. Once you are over 18, in line with the law, we need to move back. Our leaders need to rethink what they are doing. We need to embark on a deliberate policy of empowering the youth, politically speaking. But what you see going on is that we povertize the youths. Once they don't have jobs, you won't have to worry about, you are threatened with food security.
Yeah.
Why would you think about politics? So we keep them down with a view to come with a handout towards election and get them to do our biddings, whereas the youth should begin to think that they genuinely need to support, other youths who are struggling to gain political relevance in terms of seeking elective offices. And more of the youth needs to move in there. Power is not serve a la carte. you have to grab it.
You have to,
You have to go for
work for it. Thank you so very much, Biodun. We've been speaking with Biodun Showumi. He's a public affairs analyst, and you can agree with me, he did justice to that segment of the show. And at this juncture, we'll be taking a breather. When we come back, sports lovers, I know you are ready and itching to go. Don't mind, we ain't gonna disappoint you. And that will happen directly we come back. Stay with us.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found a solution. And it's Blemiviv Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiviv family.
Okay, welcome back. This is still iBrand Daybreak. Now let's talk about what's been going on in sports. Yes, yesterday 2 semi-finals games went down, one in Europe and one in South America, not in Spain. Actually, Spain was one of the teams that took part in the one that went down in Europe. Yes, Spain and Italy last night. They played, but I think I should start off with South America because I know that's the one many people want to talk about first. Messi is in the finals of that one. Talk about the finals of the South American, the Copa America, actually, that's the name of the one going on in South America. It went down to penalties, 1-1 in regulation time, and he had to go down the wire. Penalties is what it took for Lionel Messi and his teammates to decide that one. And it's interesting to see earlier today, I went on Twitter and Messi was one of the trending issues on Twitter, on social media, actually not Twitter. Messi was one of the trending issues on social media. And it's nice to see that he converted his own penalty yesterday for Argentina. The last time Messi had a penalty of that magnitude, he missed it and it prevented Argentina from winning the Copa America. But this time around, he's been so fabulous for his side. And it's nice to see they're in the finals of this one to be taking on Brazil. And hopefully to see how that one pans out. Friends, Messi and Neymar in that one representing Brazil, one representing Argentina. Let's talk about that one now. Yes, Spain. I know you want to talk about Spain, but I guess we have to talk about Italy more because Spain lost to Italy yesterday in that semi-final game in the Euros 2020 tournament. Yes, Italy are the first side now to make it through to the finals of that one. They await the winner of the semi-final game between England and Denmark. This one also went down to penalties. Italy doing it better than Spain. 4-2 that one ended, and the Italian Azuris and now the men to be thinking about if they can win this one. The first time since a long while they are getting into the final. The first time they won this one was in 1968, and right now they would fancy their chances of winning this one. Talk about the D Tigers. Yes, let's talk about the Olympics for a few minutes. The 50-man list for the Olympics is out, and Coach Mike Brown is saying he might still cut down some names, but we'll get to see how this one pans out. But for now, the provisional 15-man list has been released. Yes, the big men that would be representing Nigeria at the Olympics, they have been revealed. Let's see how they would fare. They are one of the favorites. For me, I would tell you definitely the D Tigers are one of the favorites at the Olympics, but only time will tell if we can really do it against our opponents in our group and the rest of the Olympic the basketball Olympics competition. Yes, that's how that one will be going. Now, let me round off talking about the Wimbledon Championships. Fans are finally allowed to be in the stadium. Well, fans have been in the stadium, but the twist to this one right now is that fans would be allowed to full capacity of the stadium when the semi-final or the final of this one goes down. Yes, it's not been a full stadium. You know how last year went down. But now the announcements we're having is that for the first time since the COVID struck, it's going to be a full house right there at the Wimbledon Championships. Currently at the quarterfinal stages of this one. So the next two stages of this one, it will be a full house right there at the Wimbledon. Michael, I guess this is where we'll call it a wrap on the show.
Sure, definitely that it is. But I'm going to end the show without congratulating the winners. That's talking about Argentina and then, of course, Italy, right?
Yes, definitely.
They're the finalists now.
The finalists of this one.
Yeah.
Argentina and Brazil and Italy. Today we would be having England and Denmark to decide who would complete the finals going down in Europe.
We keep our fingers crossed. And that's it. That's the size of the package today. If you missed it, never mind. Later in today, that is somewhere in the afternoon around 1 or thereabouts, you'll have a repeat broadcast of this and a fresh one, of course, coming your way tomorrow, Thursday. And Thursday, we'll do in fact, believe it or not, the package is already set and on the delivery line to put you on a lighter mood. That's starting from tomorrow, Thursday. Thank you very much for being part of it today.
Yes, but before we go away, let's end this show with a wonderful quote. This one is by O.G. Mandino, and it says, "Failure will never overtake me if determination to succeed is strong enough. Failure will never overtake me if my determination is strong enough." That's the quote for today. My name is Jidechi Chidiezie.
Michael, now have a great day.